Hello everyone, it's Catherine on Catherine Factory, and today I'm making Chanel dress or Halloween costume Wednesday from Addams Family. I got the fabric from Joanne store. It's very nice, soft wool and beautiful buttons. It was a great deal. I spent $12 for 1 yard of the fabric, and it's going to be enough for one dress. My daughter is 9 years old, and she will fit in 1 yard. On my channel, I'll do professional sewing. I have education of pattern making and sewing techniques. So right now I start doing the dress without any patterns, and for reference I took my daughter's dress. I didn't do any measurements, but I'm sure those two dresses will help me, and I will do the fittings as well. Maybe the easiest way to do it, the pattern is cut the old clothes like a t-shirt or the dress. But now I'm just doing it myself. I'm cutting the back of the dress, and the middle side of the back is open, so will be for the zipper. When I cut the back, I will use the same pattern for the front, but stepping away from the edge about 1.25 inches. The color line of the front is of course lower than the back. Now I'm gonna make a sleeve, so it's very easy technique how to do easy way any sleeves. So for this I need the measurements, the length of the sleeve and the width of the upper arm. In the middle of the fabric you drew the long line. It indicates the length of the fabric, and the short one it will be the width of the arm. So in my case will be 5 inches to the both sides from the straight line, and the top line will be the same length. Usually in the small sizes most of those 3 lines will be even. At the bottom of the sleeve, it's the width of the wrist, so it's of course gonna be slimmer. It's about 4 inches, and then connected the line from the top to the bottom. I'm cutting 2 sleeves at the same time. Then I'm gonna check all edges. First I start with the side seam, and then decided if I will leave extra head on top just for gathering, and maybe I will leave some extra width of the sleeve. Now it's the time to sew a dress. This is the front of the dress, and I'm going to turn right side out, and I'm going to make a stitch from the top to the bottom of the dress, stepping out 1.25 inches from the edge. This part will be great for the buttons. I'm gonna use a ruler to put inside to make it nice and flat right in the middle of that seam. With a steamer, I'm gonna press it down, and it will be nice and flat, and then the beautiful buttons will go on top. And after that, I'm gonna stitch shoulders, sides, and back seam to leave some space for the zipper. It's very important to use iron after you're done stitching. And the time to do the first fitting. The dress looks pretty good. A little bit long and a little bit too wide. So I'm gonna fix the length, the sleeve. The shoulders is too wide, and I'm gonna taper the sleeve itself. I pinned the back, and to open the dress I'm gonna mark the location of the pins with a chalk. After the fitting I have a lot of pins, so I'm gonna mark them inside of the dress and sleeve, and also the length of the dress. It's pretty long, so I'm gonna cut it some to leave 2 inches from the bottom. If you see those marks from the chalk, it's almost the inch from the seam I made before. So I'm gonna copy both sides, right and left, cut it extra of the edge and sew them again together. Again, I'm gonna repeat everything the same, sides, back, and the sleeve edge. I already marked the length of the sleeve as well, so I'm gonna press down with the iron to make a shape. This part is the front of the dress and I need to make a bit tighter to the chest. It's right on top of the dress by the neckline. It's very important, otherwise it's gonna stick out from the chest. Again, I'm gonna use a ruler to make it that seam flatter. After I done sewing, I noticed that the part right under the arm is too wide, so I'm gonna make it much straighter, that part. After I done stitching all edges, I'm gonna go ahead and doing overlock on all edges. Again, back, sides, shoulders, and length of the dress and the length of the sleeves. This is how you're saving time. So first you stitch all edges and then you do overlock on every edge of your garment. After I'm done with all side seams, and I'm gonna go ahead and I do the last part. It's the bottom of the dress. Of course, don't forget about sleeves. It needs to be clean as well with overlock the edge of the seam and the bottom of the sleeve. Then I'm gonna add the zipper. First, I'm gonna start from the left side, pin it from the top to the bottom, and make a stitch. I recommend to use a one-side foot. It's a great tool to make the invisible zipper is actually invisible. One important thing that you need to do is to finish invisible zipper below the stitch, a little bit below the stitch, and to start a little bit lower the stitch. After done sewing the one side, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the zipper to the other side and pin it from the bottom to the top, and then I'm gonna make a seam from the bottom to the top. The key of making a perfect invisible zipper is to lift those teeth up and make a stitch as closer as possible. When the zipper is done, I'm gonna slide the head right between the teeth and voila! The zipper looks barely visible. As I mentioned before, the shoulder was pretty wide, so I'm gonna trim them down and cut the armhole itself a little bit deeper. Now I'm gonna put a stitch around the head of the sleeve, and then I'll pull this thread and make a gather on top of that sleeve head. This is how the sleeve gonna look like. Adding sleeves to the dress, and the dress almost done except the collar, but the collar I'll show you how to do it in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked the video and you learned something new. Please stay tuned. I will show you how to make this beautiful collar in the next video. Stay to the end and you will hear a beautiful piano song, My Daughter is Flying.